Hey, welcome to my channel. I just had a checkup here at the General Hospital, and on my way out, I thought I should just make this quick video. Guys, XRP is gonna, in fact, let me put it this way: the XRP coming slingshot. I'm telling you, all the doubters, all the haters, all the like, oh, I'm tired. Let me beg you, please, if you're an XRP holder and you're tired of waiting to see it do double digits or to go to the moon or whatever, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't sell. Don't exit. This is not financial advice, but I would rather that you paid attention. Do some research. Look, the future is already here. This thing is going to rip so fast. I don't think people understand. There will, the way I see it, let's look at common sense, okay? There's something called momentum building. This crypto asset, this digital asset is building momentum. The first thing I'm going to say is always pay attention. I actually did a video with the same title. Always pay attention to what they're not talking about. After the election in November, one of the first persons to visit Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago was Brad Garlinghouse, along with with Stuart Alderardi, who is Ripple's, legal advisor, legal something manager up there, right? And after then, they had dinner with him. And I put out a video where I said that in spite of everything, Bitcoin will be crowned king. And that's what has happened. What is everybody talking about right now? What is all the news houses, even Fox, futures on Fox News, whatever, they're all talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin is bad, don't invest in Bitcoin and everything. In fact, I think there will be a crash. Because, see, when you need the government to buy you, to support you, or you need, there's a problem. I don't see how there won't be a crash. Those who have been prophesying a crash with Bitcoin, I think they're right on the money. It's going to happen. Will it come back up? Of course. But a crash is inevitable. Bitcoin is like a meme coin. A successful meme coin. Because what does it really do? Besides being a store of value, and then it has the 4-year cycles. Respectfully, I'm just being honest. Like, look at Bitcoin and tell me what the utility is. Ripple's XRP has all the utility you can imagine. And adoption is growing on the sidelines. In one of my videos, I said, it's interesting that when anything is valuable and important, it doesn't get tested in America. It gets tested elsewhere. So momentum is building. Once you see Dubai moving and tokenizing on the XRP ledger, you see a Saudi prince moving. They don't want to give you all the clues. And then somebody said recently, I asked a question on my channel, in the comment section, why do you think the elite will want you to get rich? Okay, so you bought a home, right? You went to the bank. You see, the wealthy need the poor to survive. They need the middle class to survive. Or to thrive and make money. People who make toothbrushes, do they come up to you and say, oh, we are the ones making toothbrushes? The families who control the toothbrush, the toothpick, something that looks irrelevant, but they know how much they make out of it. You think they'll come and tell you, oh, by the way, if you are new to crypto, okay, and you have been watching me for a while, or this is your first time, I wrote a book just for you, okay? Crypto Made Easy. Buy, store, and grow your investment with confidence. It's in the description. Click on it. $18.99. It's going up to $24.99 once we get the audio package out. Download the book. I've had good reviews. When you get onto my site where you're downloading it, you would find reviews. Read the reviews. People have been so blessed. I got one recently where someone was thanking me for putting it together. It's not a long ebook. It's short. You could read it in 3 to 4 hours. You can read it on a flight from the east to the west coast. of Canada or the US, right? So download a copy for yourself. Oh, by the way, there's also a free PDF to help you write a vision statement for the wealth that is going to come your way through your investment in crypto. So as I was saying, this thing is going to rip so fast because momentum is building. That's the key. Look at the momentum around it. Of course, they're telling you to look over there while momentum is building over here. When it eventually moves, you will see a slingshot. Now, those who say, well, it hasn't delivered anything. You know, somebody put up a picture showing XRP in 2017 at $2.11 and XRP in 2025 at $2.11 and it hasn't moved. That's so disingenuous though, because thankfully somebody else put up another, or this was on X, I was looking at the thread. Somebody else put up another post and said, oh really? Well, in between the two $2.11s, I bought at 20 cents several times and I sold some with, so if you bought at 20 cents, you've more than what? At $2.11, you've like, is it 10 times your money? See what I mean? And he said, I bought 10,000 units, or no, $10,000 worth at 20 cents. Do you know how many units that is? And if you 10 times that, you know what you're gonna get, right? So people have made money in between the 211 and the 211 of those. If you just look at the numbers, you'll be fooled. There are people now who are investing in Bitcoin because they are not thinking. They have only $5,000 and they put it in Bitcoin. They say, oh, Bitcoin is going to $1 million. Okay, well, it goes to $1 million. Your 5,000 would be what? 50,000. But what if you invested and you got 1,000 or 2,000 units of XRP? And XRP goes to $100, which it will. It will. Now, last thing I would say, once again, to those who say market cap, it's a commodity. Go to Grok or ChatGPT and ask if market cap is relevant to a commodity or not. Go and ask the question. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And lastly, okay, this is the last. People say, where will you get all that money? Where will all the money come from to buy? Listen, this asset will create new wealth because it's unlocking value. There's value everywhere. Did you know electricity was the unlocking of value? It was there all along. Somebody discovered it and unlocked the value in it by ensuring that homes around the world have electricity. You see what I'm saying? Value is everywhere. It takes the discerning eye, the gifted mind to see it and unlock it. Communications was value. It's all around us, right? I can talk to my neighbor over the fence. I say, hey neighbor. But if my neighbor was 100 meters away and I said, hey neighbor, he probably wouldn't hear me. I'd have to say, hey neighbor. So humans created a way by which they discovered that you can actually send information through wires. Now they found out that you could do it wirelessly. That's life. You could do it wirelessly. And wireless communication exploded world, from 60 billion to 1 trillion. I've said this over and over and over and over. Cryptocurrencies would move world GDP several times more than you can ever imagine. That's what creates new money. And it's better to do that than to print money. The governments of the world have printed money, and the fiat system, they just print and print and print money. When you print money, it's backed by nothing. In fact, what I like about Ripple's RLUSD is that it's not like Tether. Tether doesn't disclose, they're shady. But when you look at RLUSD, it's minted according to the demand. By the time this thing rips, I have no doubt in my mind that you would have several hundred millions, if not billions, of RLUSD. Why? Because demand will meet, there will be supply to meet the demand. It will be minted according to what is required. So it's a better system than the fiat system that we're going into, even though at the end of the day, for those of us who believe in how things would come to an end with this world that we live in, those who follow Christ, I really know that this would lead to greater surveillance over individuals. But what can you do? The world has its destiny. You and I have our destiny. Well, that's all I'll say for now. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.